Hello, are you checking in? You are. And what was your name? Okay, give me just a moment. I'm checking in. Okay. And was that for a two-person room? Two adults? Okay, perfect. I have you right here. And let's see, I have you booked in a room with a private bath, and your room will include dinner on both nights, as well as breakfast, both tomorrow morning and the day after. Is that correct? Okay, I thought so. So, a couple things we'll need to take care of. I want to make sure to get your pass for the onsen. And also, is it your first time coming to Kinosaki? It is. Then I'd be very happy to go over some rules and some suggestions for your first time visit. Would you be interested in that? Okay, great. Before we get to that, may I also ask, have you ever stayed in a tatami style room before? A traditional Japanese Ryokan style room? You have not. Okay. First time in the tatami room. No, it's absolutely fine. I'll just go over a couple pointers as well for that, so that you don't have any questions when it comes to where to wear your shoes and that kind of thing, okay? But of course, if you do have questions, please do let me know. Alright, so the first thing I'll need is your height. Yes, both of you. It is a strange question. We need to fit your yukata, which is your kimono style cotton robe. Yes, we want to make sure that it's the perfect fit for you. Yes. Okay, so first, your height. Okay. And feet. I'm sorry, inches. Okay, and I will just translate that. Okay. And for your companion. Perfect. Okay, so perfect. So we will have your yukata placed in your room. It will be waiting for you. And each one will be a different size, so you'll want to just check to be sure. Yes. Yes, you wear a yukata, much like you wear a kimono. And I would be happy to go over some of the regulations, rules, and tips, really, for wearing them. It's very easy, yes. And I will also give you a little sheet with some hints, okay? Now, for your meals, I'll just need to know your preferred meal times. We can start serving at 5 in the evening, and we can begin serving breakfast at 8 o'clock. However, it takes us about half an hour to transition your room for dining, to set your table, to prepare your tea, any kind of hot pot preparations we must make, to light little warmer fires, and to fully set out your meal. So we ask that you allow us about half an hour for that, okay? Yes, so if you want the meal at 8, we'll be fully ready to serve it at 8:30. And if you wanted it earlier, you can ask. If you want your meal at 5, we will be ready to serve it at 5:30. I should say if you order your meal at 5, we will be ready to serve it at 5:30. So if you'd like to, you can order your meal for, say you would like to eat at 6, you can order your meal for 5:30 and so on. Does that make sense? Oh, no, you don't have to be in your room at the time. We do ask that you're back in your room in time to eat, but you don't necessarily have to be there for the setup, though some people enjoy watching. Yes. Okay, so for dinner on both nights, it makes it easier to remember if it's okay with you. Okay, so you would like to eat at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. So would you like me to order the meal for 5:30? Yes, 5:30. And I'll just make a note. Both nights. Okay. And for breakfast, we can start serving at 8. You would like to eat at 9? Okay, so I can order your breakfast for 8:30 setup. Okay. And will that be acceptable for both mornings? Yes. Okay. Both mornings. Perfect. So I will explain about the yukata. I'll explain about the yukata in a moment. First, I will explain, since it's your first time, about the tatami. So, tatami is just the mat, the bamboo mats in the room. And we ask that you respect the tatami by taking off your shoes. So, when you come into the Ryokan, or the inn, you'll see, as when you came in, there's a step up, and you've taken off your shoes. So you take off your shoes, and you see we have sandals for you. So you take off your shoes when you come into the Ryokan, put on your sandals for when you're inside the Ryokan, and when you get to your room, there will be an anterior chamber before there's a step up onto the tatami style mats. So what we ask is that at that point, before you step up and into your room, we ask that you take off your slippers before you proceed. Yes, so socks or barefoot is completely fine. Yes. Yes, and if you have any questions, you can let us know. Yes, it's a tradition, as well as it keeps things very clean, and it keeps the tatami pristine and the room beautiful. Yes, so we appreciate that. Yes, well, your room will be a little different from a Western style room. That's a good question. So there will be no furniture except for some low traditional Japanese furniture. So there will be a tea table and pillows to sit at the tea table. There will be a low-level vanity, which is low to the ground and can be covered up when you're not using it. There will be another tea table in your sunroom. There's a little solarium built onto the room. Otherwise, there is no furniture. However, we will bring in your futon-style beds at nighttime. So we will transform your room for bedtime. And in the morning, when we come to set up your breakfast, we will transform the room back for day use. So you don't need to worry about any of it. And if you do have questions, please just let us know. So, oh no, 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 you don't need to worry about tipping. The people who will be providing service for you are very proud of the work they do, and we pay them very well, we like to think. So in this country, it's actually a little bit, maybe even a little bit rude, even though people don't mean to be, to tip. It may imply that you think maybe they're not being paid enough or something. Yes, I know it sounds a little bit strange, but please know we value everyone who works here, and we take very good care of them, we think. Yes. Oh no, it's a wonderful question, and I appreciate your asking it. Yes, it's always a good thing to want to show appreciation and gratitude. So I think that takes care of the tatami. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the town now, about what it's like to be here and what your experience might be, starting with issuing you your onsen pass, okay? So, have you been to onsen before? You haven't? Never, okay? So, do you know much about onsen or hot springs in Japan? Just a little bit. Okay, that's fine. You're here to try new things, and I think that's wonderful. So I'll make sure to go over the details with you, so you won't have to feel uncomfortable about anything, okay? First, I will get your pass. So, your pass is here, and I will show you. All you have to do is take this pass, and you can clip it like this, and you can clip it onto anything. You can take it with you, but you can also put it into the bag that we provide when you'll be going from onsen to onsen. So we make it easy for you, but like I said, it also clips onto whatever you want. Now your pass is going to have the dates stamped on the front here, which I will do in just a moment, that it's active, and then everything else is programmed. So all you have to do is swipe it, and you just swipe it into a reader when you go in to each onsen. So at the door of the onsen, there will be a reader. Swipe your card and go in. And they will show you where it is if you have any kind of problem with it. Yes, so anyhow, I will stamp that for you, and this allows you to be sure that you don't have to pay for any of the onsen while you're here with us, okay? Right, all of them are absolutely included in your stay. So, since you're staying with us, you don't have to pay to go to any of the onsen. Yes, it's nice. So, and that way you can try them all. So, let me just make sure my date is correct here. It's 2016. Perfect. So we're just gonna stamp it with today's date, and then with your final date, which you'll be here with us for 2 nights. Is that correct? Okay. And you can use the onsen all the days that you're here, so I'll make sure. Okay. So there's today. And then... Oops, I went too far. There we go. Perfect. So you'll have your pass, and we do ask that you hold on to it because they can be hard to replace, especially quickly. Yes, so please do try to remember to bring it with you wherever you go. Okay? Okay, so on top of that, I will go over a little bit about the rules of onsen in just a moment. First of all, we'll talk about how to wear the yukata, the traditional yukata. So let me see where I put that pencil. There we are. Okay. So, you'll have a copy of this sheet in your room. So, it shouldn't be a problem if you forget anything. It can be a lot to take in. However, I will go over it now with you, and you can let me know if you have questions, okay? And don't be embarrassed to ask about anything because it's all we're used to it. So okay, so this is just a welcome note to Kinosaki Onsen. Kinosaki Onsen is known as the hot spring town. That's why when you come up on the train and they announce it, they don't just say Kinosaki, they say Kinosaki Onsen, Kinosaki Onsen. So it's sort of like almost one word because the onsen, or the hot springs, is what we're so famous for, and people come from all over. So there are 7 public hot spring bathhouses located throughout the town. Okay, so 7 bathhouses, and like I said, with your pass, you can go to all of them. So here is a little chart that's going to show you how to put on a Ryokan Yukata. Ryokan is the inn, so the traditional Japanese style inn is Ryokan, and Yukata. Yukata, like I said, is a cloth, a cotton kimono. It's much more lightweight and informal than a traditional kimono. So what you do is, first of all, you're going to want to make sure that you have the right yukata for your height, which we'll have in your room for you. You'll want to wrap the yukata around your body, starting with the right side and then the left. It's the way to show that you know how to do it, although you don't have to feel bad if for some reason you mess up on this. It is just the right way to do it, but it won't, no one will be upset with you if it's not perfect. You want to wrap your obi around your waist if you're a woman. If you're a man, you will wrap your obi around your hips, so lower down. This is easy to remember because if you think about it, and when you try them on, for a woman, it's much more flattering to tie at the waist. It makes your waist look smaller. For the man, it looks nice. It makes you look taller to have it further down at the hips. So this is one of the reasons why. The OB is your basically like your belt. It's the sash that you tie around. So that's your OB. With this kind of yukata, you can wear the bow at the front or at the back. Historically, there are some different associations, but for now, in this setting, it is completely fine to wear it whichever way you find most comfortable and easy. So don't worry too much about making it look ornate or anything like that. Think of it like your robe to go from onsen to onsen. You can take your yukata and the provided coat that goes over, which you'll find in your room with your yukata and obi, and you can take all these things with you as you go from onsen to onsen, and we recommend this. It's very easy to get dressed and undressed, and once you've been in the mineral water, which is quite hot, no matter what the temperature outside, you'll want to be wearing your yukata because it breathes so well. So you get that nice cool air instead of having to put on lots of tight or heavy clothes, because even if it feels cold outside, the heat is so great in the onsen that you will feel warm even afterward. So putting on layers traps the heat in, and you won't want that. However, everyone will wear their yukata around the town. They'll wear them with their overcoats, and you can bring a little bag if you want to bring towels or anything else. However, you can also wear the sandals, the wooden sandals that we have out front. You can see them pictured here. And they will be out front right where you took your shoes off. You can wear these sandals all around town as well. They may seem daunting at first because you must balance on them. You must make sure to keep your balance because they have little raised platforms made of wood. However, they're very comfortable, and once you learn to walk in them, you'll learn to love it very quickly. I promise. And the fit should be really nice for you, so you don't need to worry about them slipping around. Now, your sandals and your yukata coat and obi sash are beautifully colored for this particular ryokan. So each inn in town has different colored garments. That way, if you were to accidentally leave some at any of the onsen, it's not a big deal because they'll know who to bring them back to. So don't worry too much about that. We do ask that you treat them with respect, of course, and we find it unlikely that you would forget your yukata at the onsen. But anything that you might forget, it's okay. We also have color-coded umbrellas for the same reason, so please don't worry too much. And if you would prefer to wear your own clothes, that's okay too. What else? So, welcome to the onsen. It says, just scan your free pass at the door of all 7 onsens to get in. Slip off your shoes or wooden sandals and leave them by the door. Okay? So you'll leave them by the door just like when you came in here. And there will always be a step up. And there will also be, in all of the onsen now, lockers. So you will get first a locker. It's all free. You will get the locker for your shoes. And so you will put them in a locker. You'll have a little key, and you can put that with the rest of your things. You'll also get a locker inside the locker room, and you'll get a key that's like an elastic band. It's stretchy, and that key is the only thing you'll wear into the onsen. So the other key you can put in your locker in the locker room. Does that make sense? Okay. And when in doubt, always just watch what the people around you are doing, because most of the people here have done this many times, and so it's always good to just wait and watch if you can't speak Japanese and ask. Yes. So yeah, after that, inside the changing room, so they have some little illustrations and things you'll see around the town. But it says, take off all your clothes in the changing room. No underwear or swimsuits are allowed in the onsen. If you like, you can take a small hand towel into the bath area to cover yourself, but please don't let it touch the bath water. Leave your camera in your locker as no pictures are allowed. Please respect the privacy of fellow bathers. So, a couple of things about that. You cannot wear anything into the onsen, but please don't be nervous about this. It's segregated into men and women, so you'll only be with people of your own gender, and people are very, very comfortable and private and respectful. So it's nothing to worry about. And as far as the towels you're given, you will see in your room a bigger towel that's for actually drying off, and you keep that in your locker. The small white towel is one that you actually can bring in, but it must not touch the water. The water must be kept absolutely pure to not compromise the integrity of the mineral water, which is some of the best in the world. Some people believe it's highly curative, and it can be very, very good for your skin and for your soul. So we respect the water by not putting anything in it. However, your little onsen towel, if you want to take to use as a modesty towel when you're walking around, that's okay. Some people do, a lot of people don't, but it's fine if you want to. However, just set it to the side, or you can ball it up on top of your head. So you can make it into like a little ball, or just fold it gently. Place it on top of your head when you're in the bath, and that way it doesn't touch the water. So it's a choice, and no one will laugh at you. Many people do it. So with that said, also if you have long hair or even medium hair, we ask that you put it up so that it does not touch the water. Yeah, exactly. So, onto the back. It says, sit back and relax. Please use the shower area to wash yourself before entering the bath. Make sure to rinse off all the soap and suds. It doesn't say it here, but please make sure your hair is wet before you get into the onsen. And even if you're going between onsen from one to another, we ask that you wash yourself, even if quickly, in the shower area before you go in, because it just shows a sign of respect, and also make sure that any dirt or grime you picked up between onsen is washed off. So always just wet your hair a little, even if you've just washed it before. You don't have to shampoo it every time or anything like that. Though shampoo and usually body wash and sometimes conditioner and sometimes more luxury items are provided for you to use free of charge. We ask that if you choose to wash your hair or not, just please wet it before you go in. And if it's long, put it up so that it's not touching the water, so that hair doesn't get stuck in the water. Okay. And then it says, keep your towel out of the water, we talked about. Oh yes, no eating or drinking allowed in the onsen. You'll notice one wonderful thing about Kinosaki Onsen is that there are places to have to buy beer and ice cream or soft serve frozen dessert while you're walking around. There's many storefronts that have specific windows that you can just walk up to, and you can get beer and ice cream if you want it. So there are some foot baths around the town that you can use and enjoy, but you cannot eat or drink inside the onsen. It can be tempting, but just wait till you're outside. Yes. After your bath, use the small hand towel to dry off a little before entering the changing room. So that's your little white modesty towel. Then enter the changing room. Dry off properly and get dressed. Hair dryers are provided for your use. That's true. And you can wash before. You can wash after. Many people like to wash and shampoo and condition afterward and then dry their hair. There should be vanity areas for you to do that. However, some people do not wash afterward because they believe that they want the powers of the water to stay on their skin. So that's up to you. But just make sure you don't come into the changing room soaking wet. Sometimes people will actually yell at you for it, so be careful about that. Just dry yourself off as much as possible so that you're not dripping a trail of water behind you, that's all. Okay? So there's a map right here, but I'm going to go into more detail about that for you. So this is a little map. But you don't need to worry about that right now. So you will have the sheets in your room. But if you have any questions about any of that, you can let me know. So now I'm going to show you a couple things, just showing you how to get around in the town, okay? So let's see. I'll start with this. So this map is a very high quality map. It's called Taste of Kinosaki, okay? So the Kinosaki map will be in your room for you. It shows you the whole town, and it folds into a really beautiful souvenir poster. But you can kind of see this is the train station where you have come in, and it shows all of these different restaurants, all the different things you can do, as well as the river and all of the different hot spring onsen locations. So you'll have a chance to look at that. And also, I'd like to point out that as the map folds, just give me a moment, stuck. There we go. The map folds out actually 4 ways. So it folds out quite large, and you'll be able to look at that. But it has recommendations and contact information, as well as hours and things for all kinds of restaurants and cafes within the city. So that's also a useful thing. And on the back, it shows some recommendations. So, all kinds of recommendations of different kinds of food and drinks. It tells you if there's an English menu, it tells you if they will do takeout, and it tells you if it's a cash-only establishment. And of course, cash is all the Japanese yen. Okay? So, yes, there are actually ATMs located throughout the town, and you can see the location on both this map and the smaller map that I'm about to show you, okay? And this one also shows some other things where you can rent bikes, where you can see the famous Oriental white stork, which is the guardian of our town, where you can see the temples and shrines, and where you can ride the ropeway, which is like a, it's called gondola in some countries. Yes, so I'll give you that to look at. But I actually have a smaller one that I can show you briefly. And again, all of these will be available in your room. So, okay, so this smaller map is put onto my little board here. Okay, so this is my smaller map of the town of Kinosaki. You can kind of see. So, I buried my pencil again. Just a moment. There you are. Little scoundrel. Okay, so I will show you now. So, we are located right here, and I've just drawn in this little square there. Okay? So, this is where our Ryokan is, and we are right out front, we are right behind one of the onsen. The train station where you arrived, again, is right here, and so that's where you came into town, and you came up this way, just over the river, and then up this street, and here we are. So, now I'd like to point out that there are a couple onsen that will only be open today, and tomorrow they'll be closed, so I thought you might enjoy seeing them today. I've marked them for today, the ones that will be closed tomorrow, with 2 X's. So this one here has 2 X's, and that is the one right outside in front of our Ryokan. The other is just down the street a little bit, and it's marked as well. Okay, so that's Goshono-yu and Yanagi-yu. So I'll tell you about those first. Yanagi-yu is the one right outside, and it has a couple foot baths, as you can see. There's also a hidden foot bath right in the alley, and you can dip your feet in there as well. The foot baths you can actually enjoy together, so men and women can both enjoy these things. And you can just, obviously, you keep your yukata and everything and just dip your feet in. So, you can enjoy the Yanagi-yu. Yanagi-yu is one of the less ornate onsen. It is maybe not as beautiful as some of the others, but the water is very hot and said to be some of the finest. So it has some of the hottest water, and because of that, many of the locals or nearby tourists will go here. So you'll actually see people here having an authentic bathhouse experience where they may come to actually bathe, and it's also very steamy. It's said to be good for dry skin, asthma, and just refreshing the soul. So that is the Yanagi-yu. And then just down the street, you'll see the Goshono-yu. Goshono-yu is quite beautiful, actually, and it is more decorative outside, bigger, just more probably impressive. Goshono-yu is famous for its beautiful Zen garden setting. So there is a waterfall and an indoor-outdoor facility, so it's very beautiful. So those are the two, again, X's, and those are the ones that will not be open tomorrow. The ones with the single X's, if you see, they are here and here. Right there. I think that's all. Let's see. Oh, no. No, yep, those are the only ones. So the ones with the single X's are closed today. So, but you'll see that, so you can go to them tomorrow if you would like. I would recommend to go to all of them if you want to. They're all within walking distance. The whole town is, so yes, I would recommend it. But I'll tell you enough about each that if there's specific ones you want, yes, you can always mark them on the map. So the ones that are closed today, you'll see. So I'll just go along and kind of tell you about all the rest. The one you may have seen closest to the train station, you probably did see, is very famous, Satano-yu. Did you see the big onsen when you came in? Yes, it's very fancy. So, Satano-yu, right here, and Satano-yu is famous. It has 2 sides. So, one side is a Roman-style bath with Roman-style columns, and is maybe more of a fantasy element, and it's quite fun. It's also done with sophistication, so it's not like a silly Disneyland kind of thing. It's very beautiful. The other is a beautiful Zen garden, traditional Japanese style. There are other Japanese garden type onsen in the town, so it may be more or less impressive, I don't know. to you, but it's worth seeing. It has a beautiful, very tall waterfall that you can go underneath, and the gardens are relatively extensive compared to some of the smaller onsen in the town. Yes, both are also on the roof, the outdoor sections, so you can go up onto the roof. You'll see over the river here and a view of the mountains, and it's very beautiful and very serene. Yes, it's a favorite. So if you wanted to go both days, they switched the sides. So one day, one side is for men, the next day for women. You understand? Okay, so that's very nice. Now, if you go up from there, Jusoyu is a more traditional, again, kind of like the Yanagi-yu right out front, more traditional. So you will see people who actually live in the town using this one, probably more than any others. It does not have an outdoor section. It is not as pretty as most of them, but the locals use it the most because it is probably the hottest. It's quite hot, so I wouldn't stay in for very long. But it's also very, very high quality mineral water. Again, these are matters of debate and opinion. So, but it's said to be very restorative. So, down the street from there, here we are. And of course, Yanagi-yu is next to Ichino-yu. Ichino is a very famous onsen as well. It is closed today, so you can't see it today, like I've marked. However, I would highly recommend going to Ichino-yu. It is set in a beautiful cave. So there are indoor sections, but the outdoor section is built into the hillside, the mountainside here. And many of the onsen are. And so you are actually inside a cave. You can watch the steam billow up into the cave and relax, and you can feel like you're just in the middle of nature. There's really nothing else like it. Yes. So that's here, Ichino-yu. From there, you can walk to the Goshono-yu, which I already talked about. Past that, if you go up, is the Kino-yu, the Kunon-yu. Kuno-yu is very nice too. Again, it has a sort of a Zen garden feel to the outside section, a waterfall, and it's a little bit further up than the rest, so it tends to be maybe the most quiet and the most serene. I think that if you're looking for sort of meditation, serenity, this is a very good choice. If you go down, just past where you see the shrines and the mountain trails, you'll find the Mandara-yu. Mandara-yu is special because it is also built into the hillside. The women's side has a beautiful waterfall. The entire cliffside is a waterfall. It also has famous barrels. They're barrels that are filled with the mineral water, the hot springs. So the barrel onsen are very comfortable. They are deeper than most onsen, so you can really get in and up to your neck. They're comfortable. They're only meant for a couple people at a time, but because of that, they're quite private and quite hot. They're very warm, so I enjoy the barrels, and it's a unique experience. Mandara-yu. So those are our onsen, and I think you'll love all of them. I hope you will. And there are also lots more things to do in the town, so I hope you will find your way around and enjoy yourself. If you have any questions, I hope that you'll ask me. And otherwise, all of this information will be in your room. Hours, yes. Hours are listed here So we have the more European time, so 7 to 23, 5 to 23, and so on. Most of them close at 23 or 11 o'clock, so they're open quite late. Most open early in the morning as well, though there are a couple like Yanagi-yu and the Mandara-yu that open later in the afternoon. However, most of them, like I said, do stay open until quite late. Satano-yu, however, closes at 21, so a little bit earlier, so you may think about going to that one, which is the one close to the train station, earlier on if you like going at night. So, okay. So you have your pass for the onsen, and I believe that I have everything I need from you. And we will have your breakfast ready tomorrow morning. You'll have dinner tonight, and I will be down here for the rest of the evening if you should have any questions at all, okay? Thank you. It's very, very nice to meet you. Yes. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. Have a wonderful time.